remembers this very promising young man. Welcome back to TV Guide's special tribute to John. I'm Mark Iztook. Armed with a bachelor's degree from Brown University, John returned here to Manhattan and eventually settled in a loft in this building in the trendy Tribeca neighborhood. By then, easily one of the world's most eligible bachelors, John's life in the Big Apple included high-profile women, parties, and paparazzi.
Even people that would walk the streets would not know it was him. It would be like, like, who are you shooting? You say, oh, that's JFK Jr. They're like, oh, wow. He would blend in like a New Yorker.
With movie star good looks, a 6'1" athletic frame, and the Kennedy charisma to back it all up, John quickly became a major fixture on the New York social scene.
John Kennedy was really like a movie star. I mean, he was the kind of person that whenever he appeared anywhere, whenever he showed up, everybody looked at him and everybody wanted to see him, or people wanted to meet him or know him. He really wasn't what I would call a socialite, or even though he was, probably the most prominent person in town and probably the most prominent social person in New York in a way. He really was just interested in his own private life.
While the party invites came pouring in, so did the advances from women, all hoping to cozy up to the young prince of Camelot. John's close friend, John Perry Barlow, says despite the nonstop attention he got from the ladies, he was a one-woman kind of guy.
For so many of the people that didn't know him, he had obviously an amazing reputation as a ladies' man.
He was actually serially monogamous to a much greater extent than most people I know. And he didn't get much credit for that. I mean, he didn't play around behind anybody's back.
While John Jr. was much more faithful than his father, he still dated his fair share of women during his single days in New York.
John was very chivalrous and kind to his girlfriends. He tried very hard to let them off easily when he'd finished with them.
Among the more notable were Sarah Jessica Parker, Cindy Crawford, and Daryl Hannah.
Daryl Hannah and John had a long on-off relationship, but there were some problems in that Daryl was very jealous of the other ladies who continued to pursue John.
Another lady, pop superstar Madonna.
Madonna was absolutely thrilled to be dating JFK Jr. They met when he came backstage to her Like a Virgin show at Madison Square Garden. And what was so fascinating for Madonna is that she'd always aspired to be a Marilyn Monroe figure, and here she was dating the son of Jack Kennedy, who'd been Marilyn's lover.
He was good looking, he was an ex-president's son, so everybody was interested in him.
Even though cameras followed his every move, a young John Jr. took it all in stride. He'd go about his day, the photographers would snap away, and the press would then turn even the most mundane activity into a headline event.
Like him buying a newspaper, if it was, a specific cover that day, people would report, John's buying a newspaper and Madonna was on the cover, so he must be going out with Madonna. Or him getting on the subway, if it's, oh, he rides the subway. I mean, like if he's walking the dog and he picks up after the dog, it was always news.
At 26, after working for various charities, John Jr. made some noteworthy news by enrolling in NYU Law School, something his mother had encouraged him to do.
Well, I think it was the thing for him to do, was the next step, the logical thing.
In his third year of law school, John was named People magazine's Sexiest Man Alive, an honor previously given only to Hollywood stars.
Not only was John beloved by the American public because of their memory of that little boy at his father's assassination, he'd grown up into really an all-American boy, strong, handsome, very, very gorgeous.
And well, they didn't check everybody. He said there's probably 2 or 3 more out there.
2 or 3, yeah.
He had a very lighthearted sense of himself.
Coming up next, John finally discovers his professional passion.
Ladies and gentlemen, meet George.
And later, details of the investigation into the Kennedy plane crash. Plus, Hollywood remembers a fellow superstar and good friend.
We remember him fondly, but the tragedy stays with us too.